Welcome into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Cam Brate and our very special guest today, Tristan Wirfs. Tristan, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. And man, we got a fun win to talk about here. First and foremost, most importantly, we saw you get to spike a ball in the end zone. Cam's specialty.
Dude, I actually didn't even see that. You spiked it?
I did.
After which one?
Oh, here. Would you like a visual aid? We brought a visual aid of the moment.
Okay.
Oh, that sounded like some judgment. That sounded...
Is my form bad?
No. It's like, it's not bad.
Are we got a little chicken wing happening? Is that what it is?
Did you throw like shot put, right? Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a different,
it's
a little bit different motion,
I think
mobility involved in the spike.
I've only had a couple spikes, but I think too much about it. I try and get like a big reverb, and every time I've done it, it just like
the
hits
harder
and
you try
me.
for that, the worse it is. Yeah.
It's like you got to think less.
Yeah.
Is this why it was your specialty?
Yeah, I was really good at that. It's really good.
So tell us, first, Tristan, what does it mean now to be waking up here on a Monday morning, sitting atop the NFC South, getting to know you control your own destiny?
Yeah, having a victory Monday is huge. Like you can't beat that. But no, we kind of went through some slumps, a slump there, and now being number one, it's kind of nice, like seeing the Vikings Falcons game. They throw them the highlights, during the game. We're like, ooh. You're like, we got to get this one.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's huge. Being able to be in first place. Coach Bowles kind of said after the game too. It's like it's one thing getting into first. Now we got to stay there. So.
I know. Also, you mentioned that there's a bit of a slump mid-season. There's a bit of a slump mid-game. But you guys have proven that you're able to get out of both things, of multi-game kind of situations, and then even in the game. That's not a given. That's a hard thing to do sometimes to kind of reverse that momentum. Why do you think that this is a team that's able to do that?
I think we just have a resilient group. We kind of went through the same thing last year, and being able to come out of something like it could have gone last year. It could have gone south pretty quick. We lost 4 in a row or something, or 4 out of 5. It could have gone south pretty quick. Same thing this year, But I kind of said it after the game last night. We just keep swinging. That's all you got to do. We'll dig ourselves out.
Yeah, Cam, tell me what you noticed about, especially the offensive performance, to be able to start out just.
It was an amazing start.
Hot.
I thought, the game was going to be over at halftime. First 2 drives were awesome. Just totally controlled the line of scrimmage, moved the ball really efficiently, and definitely hit a lull there for a solid 2 quarters. It wasn't great. But yeah, good teams find a way to win the game, and just made a bunch of plays there at the end. And it was a good win.
Yeah.
How did it feel like Baker handled kind of those issues in the middle of the game to be able to, again, finish out, and just what you see from kind of the way he handles himself and his leadership when things are not going the way you want it to?
Yeah, Bake's a competitor, so it's he's always gonna do whatever he can to help us win the game. We had some tough turnovers. We're shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties. You can't let that define the game. He kept telling us, just put a drive together, stay in front of the sticks. We'll get going. And then we had a couple explosive plays. We had that one catch from Mike over the middle. He hurdled somebody.
Dude, that was like the after the catch, the most athletic thing I've seen Mike do. Yeah. Not before. Mike is so elite to the catch point. We always kind of bust his chops about his yak. And it was awesome yesterday. That was sweet.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that looked like we turned back the clock on Mike.
Totally.
To be doing that at this point in his career, to be able to have that was, I think, pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That was a wild play. Also, I know for you guys, I just wanted to hear a little bit about the play of the O-line in the game. I know we're going to talk a lot more about the run game as far as the season wide, but just kind of what specifically in the run game you guys felt like you did well this game.
I thought we were getting some good movement. We knew they were going to kind of jump around. They had, somebody, Carbs was saying all week, he said they came here to rush the passer, we came here to rush them. So it's like,
I love that.
Yeah, he's like, they're not really wanting to fit up blocks and stuff, which I thought was, he loved that little phrase. You said it all week.
I say it seems like it's stuck.
It's stuck. Yeah, it's stuck. It's kind of cool. No, what do we have? 160.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah,
it's getting just swept under the rug week after week.
Dude,
if we
killing it.
The past few years, if you would have gotten 150 yards rushing, it would have been like.
Could you imagine?
Front page news.
The highlight of the
Imagine
season
that.
on offense. But now it's like you get 150 and it's.
Yeah, another day at the office.
Just another day. So I think that's been really fun. I think for us as an O-line, where it's like, okay, this is the standard now.
That's great. Yeah, it's your 4th straight game with over 100 rushing yards. and 10th overall this season out of week 14. It's
gosh.
amazing. 3 of your 5 highest rushing total games have come over the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
And 3 straight games now with 150 more yards and at least 1 rushing touchdown is the longest such streak in franchise history.
Yeah, like
Killing it.
could you imagine that in like 2021?
No, I mean even last year, and
Even last year.
I think the the tackles have been pretty solid the past few years, and just the improvements in the interior. Watching Cody's development too, just how much he has improved. I mean, that's a huge reason why that we've had so much success running the ball.
Yeah, no, Cody's been. I think does he look bigger? I think he looks bigger.
Sure.
I heard he gained some weight this year. Yeah,
I think he looks great. No, I think across the board it's been a fun year. Ben, Graham, Cody, me and Luke. I think we have a great group. One of the closest O-line rooms I've been a part of. So everyone bought in. And now we're cranking out 100-yard games, and we'll take it. We'll take it.
It's amazing. We're talking to Cam Brate and Tristan Wirfs. How about especially the way Rashad was running in this game, especially with Bucky being out for a lot of it and the way he picked up the slack. Tristan, what did you notice about not just the way you guys were blocking, but the way he was hitting some of those holes, the ways he was getting some of those yards after contact?
Yeah, I think he was hitting everything downhill, and which was really good to see. And he kept telling us, he said, "Let's keep toting." And I'm like, "There we go." I'm like,
let's
I'd
go.
love to hear that. But I mean, I think we have 3 really good backs. Rashad, Tuck, and Bucky. If one guy, unfortunately goes down, we know we got another one that's going to step up and come in and be awesome. So that's really cool. But yeah, they were both flying around yesterday.
Yeah, Cam, what did you notice about Rashad in particular?
Yeah, Rashad kind of channeled his inner Bucky there, just in terms of getting downhill quickly. Rashad is a very patient runner, and he tends to have more of like the outside zone runs, it seems like. And yesterday he kind of got the opportunity to have some traps, some other plays with pullers, some other gap scheme runs, and he did a great job just hitting it when it was there.
Yeah, I think Rashad's really good at the mid zone, and Bucky being a little smaller, he can kind of hide behind the line on the gap and trap stuff. I think it's pretty cool though.
And then I know you mentioned that they were here to rush the passer. Max Crosby was a huge focal point, I'm sure, leading up to the game. What was it like to prepare for him? And he's a guy who can wreck a game, and that did not happen. So how big of a deal was that for you guys as a line, and how you feel like you were able to neutralize a guy that very few people can?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Luke played out of his mind. It was awesome to see. But I think with him, I think me and Luke prepare like we normally prepare. We just knew he's really a slippery rusher. Like, you can go get your hands. Like, there were a couple. Like, I felt like I got my hands on him, and then he transitions off, to a rip, or he transitions to a move right off of that. So it's like being able to keep your feet moving. I gave up a hit early in the game, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I was like, okay, I can't do that again. So I was like, let me go jump set him and see if I can bring the party to him. And he's like, nope, not today. I was like, all right, we'll change it up a little bit. But no, I think he's everyone talks about his motor. Like, it's crazy to see it and witness it in person. Like, he just goes and goes throughout the rush. So that's really cool. But I don't think we really changed our plan much. Just knowing where he's at. Obviously, I think we got a couple chips on him. Just doing our best to stay connected to him and not let him get those little like touches after the play and stuff. Because that gets in your quarterback's head. That gets in everyone's head. So doing our best to limit that was, I think, the main game plan.
2 things about that. One, I think I was shocked that there was not a Max Crosby-Luke Gedeke fight at any point.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was really surprised that there wasn't. It wasn't that crazy. It was nothing like nothing off the wall, like nothing. It was just I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was gonna be wild.
It was a Mac respect thing. Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan.
That's what it was. I see.
The Maction, they had to,
Before the game, they said, "Look, we gotta rep this area." Yeah,
totally.
I'm sure. I think you nailed that.
Yep.
Look at that again, journalistic instincts you have here.
That's right.
The other thing that I thought was interesting, you mentioned that you felt like you gave up a hit and then you couldn't stop thinking about it. I just now thought about how we talk about, DBs have to have the short memory if they give up a play. Quarterbacks have to have the short memory if they throw an interception. Even wide receivers if they drop. I don't know that I've ever heard anyone bring up the idea of like an offensive lineman having to have that. Is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how's the mentality of that and what you guys deal with on giving something up and just the way you approach that?
Yeah, I think it's the same mindset. I mean, Coach Gilbert told me, he's like, you gotta have a short you gotta have a short memory. Because there's nothing you can do to get it back. You know, if you give up a sack, you give a hit, whatever. You get beat on a move. Like, you can't redo it. You know, nobody can on the field. So, but just not letting it affect the next play. Like, I'll still think about it. I'll be like son of a gun. You know,
Yeah.
What did I trying to think of, like, okay, what did I do? What move did I get? Stuff like that. But just not letting it affect the next play. Not letting it snowball.
We also haven't talked about the fact that Mr. McMillan, on his birthday, Jalen McMillan, 2 touchdowns on his birthday. Not too shabby. Cam, tell me what you saw from his day, knowing especially it had been since week 1 since he'd gotten in the end zone, and that his production's kind of been up and down different games this season. Why was this the day that you feel like he was able to get a little bit more?
He started off the game with the catch. I think that's always huge. Especially as a young guy, like you said, it's kind of been up and down, just getting things going, getting the ball in his hands. The first touchdown, just great anticipation from Baker, Jalen being in the right spot. Second touchdown, I wish I could have gotten one of those in my career where just
high step
incredibly easy. Like, it was a perfect play call by Liam, cover 0, get the screen out there, had some of the O-linemen leading up. And, he's just going to be a huge part of the offense going forward. They're going to need him. They're going to need guys outside of Mike to step up. And so just a big game for him, and hopefully can build off of that.
I'm sure you also would have been high-stepping like that if you'd been that open.
No question. I would have been high-stepping from the 20. Are you serious? But no, I mean, on the TV cut of that, like, I was like, there's got to be someone there, right? But, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then, Mike, Cade, and Sean Tucker all had plays longer than 30 yards. Wow. That's pretty wild to have that many different guys. I mean, even just one play over 30 yards. There's a lot of games that may not happen. So tell me, what did it seem like from your standpoint, Cam, that was happening from like a chunk play, and why were some of those guys either that open, that able to get some yak, produce huge yardage plays?
Yeah, it seemed like obviously in the second half, once Vegas, needed some stops, you kind of have to pressure more. A lot of one-on-one opportunities, and I mean, Cade's play was awesome. That was such a Cade play. So he's like not flashy, but he continues to make like flashy plays. It's great. Like
he's like sneaky swaggy at times on the field.
Very sneaky
swaggy.
Like he just does it like so smooth, but it's incredible. Like he just shrugged a guy off him, and like the first guy tried to tackle him, and he carried him like 15 yards down the field. So obviously I love seeing that, but Tristan alluded to it earlier. Just the running backs. You have 3 guys like keeping them fresh, especially Sean there in the fourth quarter. Like, he's got fresh legs at that point. Everyone's played like 60 plays, and just did a great job to kind of set up the blocks. And that was one of the tackles on a pole.
I was, yeah.
That was you, right?
Yeah.
You did a great job setting that up for you, where you ended up taking a couple guys on that.
Yeah, the end crashed inside, and we were on like tag pretty much.
Yeah.
End crashed inside. Ben kind of pinned him. I was like, okay, well, I gotta go around. I remember seeing the corner was blocked and the safety come down in the box. I was like, okay, well, safety's either gonna take me on or he's gonna jump inside, and Tuck's gonna run right past me. So I was like, if he hits me, then it's perfect. If he goes inside, it's perfect. And I remember kind of hitting him and like falling down, and then I didn't see Tuck, but I heard the crowd go. I said, okay, he must have made it through.
Has any safety ever taken you on? I feel like they're always going to try to avoid you.
Most tackles, with
they
most
have
tackles,
a sense of self-preservation.
They usually jump around you.
Yeah. Last week on the screen to Shep, though.
Yeah.
He didn't jump around there.
I actually talked to CG the next day, because that's like mine and CG screen. Like, I've never got one for CG like that. I was like, CG, I was like, I'm so sorry. I've never made it out there for CG, and I was like, son of a gun. But yeah, that was big time. That was fun. That was really cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. All right, we're gonna take a quick break here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Cam Brate and our special guest today, Tristan Wirfs. We did need to talk a little about the defense in the game as well. We got to start with our guy, Levante. I feel like on the show that Cam and I host, we basically have a Levante segment every week.
Yeah.
And he just continues to deserve one, which I just love. His sack early in the game and then the recovered fumble. And it's just like, this guy just keeps making these big splash plays, keeps doing things at such an elite level. Tristan, what is it like for you to be out there watching him, both in practice and then watching what he's able to still do in these games?
It kind of blows my mind. I think it's been nice. I think mine and Levante's relationship's kind of grown these past 2 years. But I was thinking about it the other day, like I was in 8th grade, I think, 7th or 8th grade when he came into the league.
I'm sure he loves you bringing that up.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. But it's like he's been here balling for years. Was it year 13 for him?
Yeah.
Like that's insane. But seeing him every week, fly around and make plays like that, and just lead the defense, hold the defense together is just incredible.
He's bulletproof. He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, he plays a very physical position, plays very hard, always is in the mix, but just consistently week in and week out brings it. It's so impressive.
And then Tyke Smith interception to
that was big.
that was massive. So Tristan, tell me what you saw when you and what that was like for you guys on the sideline to watch that happen.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of halftime, they had a 11-minute drive.
Yeah, it was an
10-minute drive,
eternity.
and it's like that's for us on the sideline. We're like, son of a gun.
I think that was the third longest drive by time in the NFL this year.
That was
wild.
But they went marching down the field, chewing up clock, and I was like, if they did this and then score off that, that's a big blow. But then flip it, they're on the field that whole time to end with a pick, to end with no points. That's a big blow for them. We're like, okay, he's back. Tyke's back. He's been making plays all year too. That was they had us in the first half there. That was on that drive. That was I was like, oh gosh, this is long. To end with a pick there that was sick. That was big time.
Yeah, and how are you guys on the offense trying to stay ready? Because that's a long time to sit, and it coming out of half.
Yeah.
Where you have not set foot on that field
Yeah.
I'm trying to think on the actual time clock, how long that must have been of almost an hour probably of.
I would say 40 minutes.
40 minutes or something that you're just chilling. How do you try to stay ready during all of that?
Well, so I was sitting down on the bench, and they crossed the 50, and I was like, I'd start bouncing my legs. I was like, okay, I was like, probably getting close, and I was like, I better stand up. I was like, I better shake a leg or something. Because sometimes if they coming out of halftime and having a long drive, kind of sitting there, you're like ooh, stiffening up a little bit. But it wasn't, especially here too. It was warm all the time, so you're not bad. That was get a little nervous there.
Yeah, I also know one of the ways you warm up before the game is you're part of the barefoot gang.
Yeah, barefoot gang.
Explain the barefoot gang, and also I think there was a sort of new edition of what we were doing as part of the barefoot gang yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm all ears.
Well, who started it? Co might have started the barefoot gang. We just go out before games, walk around.
Barefoot.
Barefoot. It's always better if we're playing on a grass field, but we'll still do it on turf. And we just play this little game. It's like hot potato almost, kind of. Just, I don't know, get your reflexes dialed in. And then Co showed us this thing. Do you know what it's called?
Oh, dude, when he rubs on you that?
Yeah, what's it called?
I hate when he did that to me.
PPR or something?
I don't know.
Or
it's some BS. I don't believe it.
It's supposed to get your lymphatic system going, your nervous system kick-started.
Yeah.
He said it works, so we all do it.
We all bought
it. We all bought in blindly.
The
sternum rub. We all bought in.
I love that Co has become the wellness influencer.
Yeah. He went to school to be a strength coach, I think.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of science and a lot of meathead.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, we'll take it. We do it, and it's our thing now.
You guys won, right? So
we won.
Came out the game
it's all
really
thanks
well.
To Co.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys need to incorporate something like that
at halftime.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
So then yesterday I saw there was
we do a
baseball.
We do a baseball situation now. Barefoot. We have. We'll call out. We'll say runners on first and third. Get into a pickle. Between home and third. What it was yesterday's was bases loaded. We had bases loaded 4 times. We made a bunch of errors.
Wait, you said we. I was standing there, and from what I recall, was it we made a lot of errors?
Okay.
He said okay.
Deflect. It was a group thing.
We win together, we lose together.
I made a lot of errors. We had forced it in any bag. Double play ball. But yeah, that's our
ground ball went right past Tristan. I'm throwing.
Do you think there was correlation between that and the early hit you gave up? Probably.
So
You know what's
now-
funny is that when that crossed my mind right after,
Oh no!
like stuff like that. I think about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this like, it's
So
gonna
now,
be a tough day. I
does
made
this
an
mean we
error.
need to get rid of baseball, or you just have to make the plays in
I just
baseball?
have to make the
Okay.
plays. I
Yeah.
have to come up big.
You can
This
do
is
it.
good.
You can do it.
Yeah, but we started that I think in like Kansas City, maybe a week before Kansas City. Just I don't know how it started, but it's fun.
It's pretty funny to watch. So
Yeah.
so man, I mean, it's been great to see you back in there, back healthy,
Yeah.
playing. What I know for you, it's probably been tough that two sort of separate times of one in the off season to have to be dealing kind of with the injury and missing some time, and then again recently. So for you, what has it been like just dealing with these two different kind of injuries, and then also one during when you're negotiating the contract,
Yeah.
and there's just a lot of factors in there. So what has it been like for you mentally, physically, emotionally during all that?
Yeah, I think it's been weird these past couple of years. I've done my ankles the past 2 years, and it's like up until then I've never really been hurt. So it's like it was kind of new territory, and it sucks sometimes. You're like, dang, I can't get, I don't want to do treatment today. Like I just want to go out. I just want to go out and play. And you're like, ooh, that kind of hurts still. Yeah, the knee. I mean, I got pretty lucky. The video looked pretty tough, and I remember being at home Sunday night after the game, and I was like, this really hurts. I was like, the video doesn't look good, and it doesn't feel very good. I was like, this might not be in my favor. But when we had the MRI on Monday, I got good news. It was just the MCL, so that was great. But I missed. We had the bye week right after that, so that was the timing on that was really nice. So I only had to miss one game. Kind of tested it out before Carolina. I was like, okay, how's she feeling? Turf didn't help, but yeah, being able to be back out there is really nice. But yeah, dealing with injuries is kind of tough. It's 100% in this league. It's gonna happen to everybody at some point. But it's definitely something you got to get used to.
I heard you refer to your knee as a she.
I did.
Yeah. Like, is that just your knee? Like,
What did I say?
How's she doing?
Oh, how's she doing? I don't know.
All right.
It might be
It's like
this one.
it's like a ship. It carries him.
Yeah,
places.
it carries
totally.
me places.
So
Yeah,
because
Well, you
it's a
gotta
ship,
care
it's a,
for it.
it's
Yeah.
a she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's funny.
Totally.
I didn't even notice. That's
Yeah,
funny.
just cares for her.
Yeah.
Doing the
Yeah.
therapy, taking care of her. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I love that. And also, I mean, you get re-signed, which already so cool to know that you're back here, and
Yeah.
obviously you heard all the love from the fans and
Yeah.
everyone, and then also Baker gets signed, your guy, and like
Yeah.
how cool was that for both of you to get signed this offseason together? Know you'd get to stick around together.
Yeah, I think that was huge. I mean, obviously our kids are 6 days apart, 7 days apart. So like being able to be here for a long time and getting to watch our kids grow up together and just getting to go through this together is incredible. And him having being somewhere that he has stability that wants him and is huge. I know how happy he was. I was actually with him when he got the call that he was signing it. We were at a
The Shack, Surf Shack, did I make that
something down there.
Down.
No free shoutouts. No
Yeah.
free shoutouts.
up? No free shout-outs.
I can't remember the name of it, but we were down there.
Yeah, most
We
likely.
probably were there. We went there afterwards. But no, like it's been awesome. And I remember in training camp, like after I signed, just hearing all the love was really special.
That's amazing. And then to be dads together too is wild. All the
Yeah.
things you guys are getting to
Yeah.
do together, just
Going through everything at the same time. Like 6
Yeah.
days apart is kind of crazy. Like they're both late. They're both like a week late. But yeah, 6-7 days apart is
That's crazy.
wild.
So Cam is the elder statesman dad of the
Yeah.
three of you.
Yeah,
has
that's right.
has a whole however many months on you.
A lot more wisdom.
Yeah,
as a
So much
father.
more.
Yeah.
Have you gotten to watch Tristan be a dad yet? Have we witnessed this?
Yes, I have. Yeah. I
Thoughts?
mean that.
Give us your film breakdown.
Okay, that kid is going to be an animal, like enormous. Like
Enormous
I
child.
just figuring out what sport you want to gear him towards.
Gotta
It's
put
like,
something in his hand quick.
yeah, it's like
Throw it in that crib right
you don't
now.
want him to be a left tackle, right?
He might not have a choice.
Yeah, I know that's the
He
thing.
might
Yeah.
not- I don't want to put him through all this, but I might have to get him like golf clubs or something.
Yeah, I mean, he'd probably be pretty powerful.
I'm
Yeah.
picturing you on a golf course, and I'm like, tell me, do you play golf?
I try to.
That's-
Hainsey's my coach. Hainsey's my golf coach.
Well, what could go wrong there?
Yeah,
Tiger Woods, basically.
That's a terrible coach. to
it's
have.
I'm not very good to be. I just
Well,
got my
you can-
first set of clubs this offseason.
You can blame it on your coach, though.
Yeah,
So
it's his fault.
It's a terrible
It's his
coach,
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told by a little birdie to ask you if it was you or the clubs that were the problem? Because you bought new clubs, I think, with the idea that that was the problem.
Yeah.
Was that the problem, in fact?
It's the coach.
I haven't used them yet.
No, you haven't even used them.
I've hit some balls into my pond in my backyard. They're like these biodegradable ones you get on Amazon.
That's cool.
And yeah, I've tried that, but I haven't used my own clubs at a golf course yet. So
for all you know, you're going to be amazing with them.
in my head, I'm gonna be Tiger Woods when
Yeah.
we go out there. So because I was like, well, it's the thing is like these clubs aren't fitted for me. It's like they're not the right length, you know. So now,
But yeah, finding clubs your length, I'm sure, was
yeah,
challenging.
yeah. Baker got me set up, so that was nice. But I'm excited. I can't wait to use them.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how do you rate your dad's skills, strengths, weaknesses? We do this every time. The Cam always wants to know all the guys' strengths
Really?
and
Yeah,
weaknesses.
where can you get better? You know, where do you think you excel?
I think I excel at diapers. Meredith says I take too long, but I think it's quality over.
1,000,000%.
Like,
Brooks the
I
same
get
way.
him.
Brooks about speed, and
No,
I'm like, no, it's like
I get him.
You gotta do it right.
I get him wrapped back up good. I think diapers are my strong suit. I could get better at feeding time. Feeding time is.
Do you steal some of the food? Or
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're going bite for bite. Yeah, we go bite for bite. I mean, he eats.
Yeah,
just
future left tackle.
He
Yeah,
just,
yeah, it sounds like it.
He just eats and eats. He ate the chicken leg the other day.
It's incredible.
What?
Me and him had some pasta last night.
I mean, I'm lucky if Cooper wants to like finish her yogurt pouch. So
He ate.
I'm just picturing him gnawing on a bone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Me and him here. He had avocado toast and eggs the other day. I mean, he eats like better than me. Like
Wow.
it's insane.
Yeah, left tackle.
yeah, left tackle for sure. Not even a question. We're talking to Cam Brate and Tristan Wirfs. So tell me, what were your first impressions of Baker? And this is for both of you. First impressions of Baker. Tristan, what do you remember?
Wow. First impressions of Baker. First time I met him was in the weight room. He came in to talk to AP. Me and Luke were in there. Training.
Shocking,
Like, you know,
yeah.
It was the summertime, obviously. And he said, "What's up, boys?" I'm like, "What's up, dude?" And I remember I got his number, and he texted me. He said, "Do you want to go?" He said, "Do you want to go grab a beer?" And I was like, "Yep."
Yep.
I was like, "Where do you want to
We
go?"
are going to be best friends.
I was like, "We're gonna be
Did we
just
just
fine."
become best friends?
Yeah, I was like, "We're gonna be just fine, dude." But no, like, because it was like he had just gotten here. It was like the off season. He was staying in the hotel, so I was here, and I was like, "Do you want to get out of the hotel?" He was like, "Do you want to do something?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got to get out of here." So just being able to hang out in the off season and kind of build our relationship from there was awesome. You know, we just we'd go to dinner, go get food, go hang out, do whatever really, but just get to know each other, and I thought that was great.
What about you, Cam? First impressions?
Yeah, just kind of going along with those same sentiments. It's just like not often, probably nowhere else, you'll have your starting quarterback just be one of the guys.
One of the fellas.
And it's nothing against the quarterbacks, right? It's just like there's such a spotlight on them. There's so much pressure. It's hard to like go and do that, right?
I mean,
like,
coming from Tom, like Tom couldn't.
but
Yeah.
it wasn't even Tom's fault. It's
No,
just like
no.
he's Tom Brady. He can't
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, Baker just brings this like everyman persona,
Yeah.
you know, with him to the building every day, and like just guys can relate and want to fight for him because of that. And yeah, I mean, he's just
He's a lunch
a
pail
normal
kid.
dude, you
Yeah,
know, which
yeah.
is like a rare, you know, for an NFL starting quarterback to be that way.
I love it. We're going to take one more break here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Cam Brate and our special guest, Tristan Wirfs. Before the break, we were talking about, you know, you and Baker being buddies, and also I know Mario Kart has become a part of this relationship, this life.
Yeah.
Which also I loved. You were the little birdie that told me to ask him about that
Yeah.
earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Which now means it was because you are better than him. That was clearly the reason you
yeah.
wanted me to bring that up with
Yeah.
him. So
He
now you
knows.
get to double down and brag about this now of how good you
Yeah.
are. Explain to people how important Mario Kart has become to especially this offensive line / Baker unit.
Yeah, so I think that's been it's a part of us now, and I'm glad that like me and my sister like grew up playing Mario Kart. So, like I played on the Nintendo Switch. That's probably the only video game I play, and I brought it. Like we started on last year, like an away trip. I brought it, and guys were like, "What's that?" I was like, "It's a Switch. Like I'm playing Mario Kart." And then everyone went and got one because you can play you can play together without like being online or whatever. You can just, if you're close to one another, you can play. So we have like 10, 11 guys that play, and we've started to keep track how many wins we have.
Of course you have.
Hainsey's in the lead right now. He has 78 and I have
Wow.
76, but I have 6. We call them 60 pieces. So if you get 60 points if you get first place in all 4 races. I'm leading him in that category. But he clawed back. But it's been fun because like I kind of introduced it to the group, and when we first started, like I was just
Wiping the floor with
smoking
everyone.
everybody. And now they're all getting really good. So it's like a big competition now. But yeah, we started keeping track, and it's a blast. Like on coming home from away trips, like we look forward to it. You're like because regardless of what happens, win or lose, you're like, okay, like I'm gonna be with the boys. Like, we're like I said, we're a pretty close room, so it's like this is what this is our thing.
It's cool. And where is Baker at in the list of you said 10 or 11 guys that play? Where do you think he falls?
Probably middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack?
Middle
Okay.
of the pack. I don't know how many wins he has. I think he has like 14 maybe.
Yeah.
So he's way behind.
Way behind, yeah.
Me and
Yeah,
Hainsey are
You
the
guys
top.
are elite.
he
we're
said
in
y'all
the
are
70s.
like prodigies.
We're in the 70s, and I think everyone else is like 20 or less.
So is there like a lot of like practice time that goes on during the week? Like, do you increase your playing time during the week if you have a road trip coming up?
No.
Okay.
He's just naturally
We
already
just,
ready,
that's,
yeah.
Well, how
I think
bad do you
most-
want to catch Hainsey?
I think I was up 13 on him, and he came back
boy.
this last trip.
Getting complacent.
I
Hainsey's
was up,
practicing.
I was up 13 first place Grand Prix. I was like, I'm cruising. He chipped away. We were like, we
He's a
land
fighter.
on the way back, and I was like, you're ahead. Yeah,
This is why he's trying to teach you golf too. He's trying to distract you from
he
the
is.
real prize.
He is.
That's what
Smart.
it is.
Yeah,
Now
the
we
real
know.
prize is Mario
Smart.
Kart. We're curious to see like how many we end with like at the end of the season.
Also, as you brought up, of course, when you first met Baker, of course, you and Luke were in the weight room because, again, of course, I'm convinced you sleep there.
Yeah.
Tell me how much you and Luke lift. And on the team of everybody, who would you say is the strongest?
Luke by far. Luke's the strongest human being I know.
Luke the lifter.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it's
well, look,
him.
he gave himself that name, and I'm
I
like,
know,
I don't know if
totally.
you're allowed to do that, so I wanted
can't.
to hear someone else. But it turns out apparently he did earn that nickname.
Yeah, he's
Luke the lifter.
He's the strongest person I know.
Tell me an example of something Cam looks like he's upset he's not in the running here.
Heart's your biggest muscle. You know?
You can lift so much with that, Cam.
Yeah, you can.
Give an example of something. Because first of all, I also did hear he was complaining that the dumbbells only went up to 150.
It's unbelievable.
That's outrageous. He's like,
It's a shame.
Yeah. So what week are we in? We're in week 14. Last week, he had 465 squatting in week 14.
and like repping, not just.
yeah, like it's not really doing like one rep. He does
Yeah.
like, but
That's crazy.
that was just last week.
Yeah.
Last summer, yeah, he was complaining about the dumbbells. That we don't have heavy enough dumbbells. They go up to 150 pounds, guys. I don't know if you like 150 pounds.
It's so much weight.
It's a lot of people. I think people kind of don't comprehend how much the weight that is.
Well, I comprehend it when I'm picking up my 5-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
So I'm fully aware.
But he was upset because we didn't have heavy enough dumbbells. So he grabs like an extra, the long exercise bands and like wraps it around his body, then grabs the dumbbells, does another set. And he's like, that's not heavy enough. Then he grabs another. So he had 2 bands around his body, like they're in his hand.
So he's like strapping together multiple dumbbells?
no,
Or-
like so you have the big long band and
Yeah.
you grab it and like put it around your back. So when you press it, it's like
Oh,
harder.
extra resistance
Extra
in addition
resistance.
to the dumbbells.
So
I see.
he did it with 1 band and then the 150s. He's like, it's not heavy enough. And then he did 2 bands. And like people don't understand how heavy and hard that is. And I'm like, he's like, you got it. I'm like, Luke, I can't do that. He's the strongest person I know.
That's crazy.
I wrap him the other way, so it actually
It
lifts
helps.
it for me. Yeah.
It's assisted.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's pretty impressive to watch because he's 320 pounds. Like he's a freak.
That's awesome. And also, I mean, both of you, it is cool to watch, especially your friendship too, and that both of you went through the switching positions
Yeah.
thing recently.
Yeah.
For you, and then also watching him, the confidence level for both of you, where you each feel like you're at this point now, having been through this for a little bit,
Yeah.
where you're at, how would you describe that?
I think it's a lot better. I mean, we had that summer where he was going from guard to tackle and I was going from right to left, and like just being able to work together with each other that summer, like being able to lift together, run together, go do field work together. I think it really, really helped both of us quite a bit. I mean, just being able to do everything together really in the summertime. But I think confidence-wise, I think we're better than we've ever been. Finally, getting comfortable like in a system we know, like technique-wise, like getting really comfortable. So just doing our best to continue to get better and be the best tackles we can be.
And I mean, you've mentioned just this offensive line being such a close-knit group, everyone now playing so well as a unit. What are the other things that stand out to you about this group of why, like we talked about earlier, just all these amazing run stats, everything y'all have been able to do, why this group, why in Liam's scheme, why, just all the factors that play into it. Why are you guys doing so well as a unit?
Man, I think I've said it before. I think it's just 5 guys, seeing things through the same set of eyes. We're all on the same page. We're all buying in. I think it's just, the more time you spend with each other, the more comfortable you get. It's like, all those guys, they had OTAs together, training camp together. And we haven't had a lot of, like, shuffling. I feel like in the past we've had a couple, some shuffling new guys in new positions. So now we're all there, growing together, growing as a unit, and just doing our best to go out there and pound the rock on Sundays. But I think it's been awesome.
I have a not related question to ask you, but it's important.
We get one of these every show.
Actually,
you can tell his little Harvard noggin has been thinking about this.
I mean, I think about it every single game. All right, Tristan, the past couple of years, you found yourself with the ball in your hands multiple times.
Yeah.
If the ball just seems to want to find you.
Ball finds me.
And you have the most incredible spin move. And you are relentless with it. Like, you spin all the time with the ball.
It's the only button he has on the controller.
Yeah.
In your mind, like, how do you see that spin? Like, you see that as like a really sick move for you?
No, I don't think about it. I didn't know I spun twice against the Saints.
Incredible.
I didn't know I tried to spin
But you spun
twice.
last year too.
Did I really?
Oh yeah. But like I feel like O linemen.
I can tell there's not a lot of self-scouting happening
O
here
linemen
with the
fall
ball.
on the ball, right?
I'm trying to score, Cam. If I see it, I'm
Tristan
picking it
sees
up.
the ball and he like eyes light up. Like, how bad do you want to play like a skill position? I feel like you really want the ball.
I can catch really well. I've always wanted to.
Did you see the play where Penei Sewell
Did I see it?
the reverse and he was going to throw it?
Yeah.
That could be you
I don't know if I could throw it, just like.
with your gloves and
Yeah,
stuff.
because like I can, like it's hard to spike it, because like I got my thumbs taped. I don't know if I can.
Oh, is that what we were
That looks
blaming?
like a technique issue.
That's
more
what
so
we were
than the
blaming this on
gloves.
was the gloves. That was
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like I couldn't. I don't think I could accurately throw a pass.
But like catching and running, I think pretty good.
Yeah.
So you didn't know you even were spinning. You just you black out when you get the ball? Like, what's happening? What goes through your mind?
When did I spin last year? Because I knew I spun against the Saints.
Swear,
I was like,
twice.
I swear, I've seen
Wink.
it before. Last year you had the ball. I can't remember what game it was. You were really running with it.
it was the Titans.
It was a Titans last year?
Was it a fumble you picked up?
Baker. They said he was down, but like I saw the ball. And I'm like, I'm
How
going.
many times have you had the ball in your hands in the NFL? Just those two? I feel like there's been more.
I feel like there has been a third.
I feel like there was a third and you spun. Like, this wasn't the first time I've seen the spin against the Saints. We can go back. We can check.
We can check the
We'll
film.
check the tape.
Check the tape. So when you see a ball where you're going to get a chance to have it,
Score.
One word, score.
Score.
Yeah.
One day, I'll do it.
how envious are you then of Vita getting to come in and join you guys on offense? And he has, I don't think you were here yet when he scored his touchdown
That was in
against the
19.
Falcons.
That
That
was
was
right
before
before I got
you. But the fact that Vita has scored and you have not gotten a chance to, does this hurt a little bit? How do we feel about Vita coming in and taking a little offensive daylight here?
It's not bad. I'm not too salty about it because I like blocking. That's
a little
why
salty, a little.
Just a
tiny bit
Just
of
a-
hatred in my heart for Vita on that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But no, it's like we got some cool packages with Vita.
What's that like for y'all when you know he's back there?
It's kind of scary. Like we have some run plays where you're like he's running, like he's like the hole's right here. He's running it. You're like, oh, son of a gun.
Is he going to fit through that hole or is he going to run into me?
Is he gonna run it? He's done it. He's hit me right in the back before. And I was like,
That'll truck you.
yeah.
I feel like you get a taste of what it's like for other people with you.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is actually kind of nice for you to have this
Yeah.
feeling of like, oh, this is how people feel when they see me coming.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Did you see the running back just stopping his tracks when he hit Vita yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good gist of what it feels like or what it looks like.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool having him back there. Like he's got to work. We got to work on his 3-point stance a little
I
bit.
love when he gets in the 3-point
So
stance.
Tell me what's funny about it.
Just-
We got a lot of weight on the hand.
He's D lineman. He's got a lot of weight on his head. But let's sink back a little bit. get a good first step.
There's no way he can see anything
No.
until he takes like his third step.
No, he can't see.
He's in the 40-yard dash,
Oh yeah,
like
totally.
head all the way down, but looking backwards situation.
Yep.
It's
you
pretty
can
funny.
you can tell when it's a D lineman, like at fullback or
Oh,
something. Yeah, they're very, very forward heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. How about for you guys, just the watching Vita and Kalijah, and then also having had to go against them in practice, like imagining if you are the other team that's having to face them. Tell me as an offensive line what that would be like.
Not fun. No, Vita and Cansey, like on the interior, which I don't have to see him as much as like like Ben or Graham or Cody have to in training camp. But there have been a couple times where Vita comes out the defensive end in training camp, and I'm like, Vita, don't
Stop that.
I'm like, listen, buddy. He's like, we got an hour and a half left to practice. I said, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna go speed the bull, and it's not gonna be fun for either of us. So I go try and jump set him, so before he can get his momentum going.
He reminds me of, what's the superhero character, Juggernaut, that
Yeah.
like once he starts going, there's no stopping. So like you got to do something ahead of time.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. Like the playing the Titans last year, he got that sack where his helmet got ripped off. He was out of the defensive end. You know what he's gonna do. He's gonna run right at you, and there's not a lot you can do to stop it. But Cansey too. Cansey's so twitchy. Yeah, it's not fun blocking those two in training camp. It makes for a long day. It makes for a really long day.
So offensive versus defensive line in tug of war, who wins? I want to hear both of y'all's opinion.
You pick top 5? Is it top 5?
Yeah,
Is that how it
we'll
works?
go with that.
Pick your
We
top
could even do top 3 if you want, whichever one makes it more interesting.
3-on-3.
Yeah.
3-on-3 is more interesting.
Okay, 3-on-3 then.
So you got Vita, probably Greg.
If you want.
Think?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not enough weight. It's mass. We need mass.
I don't think Greg.
We
I don't
need
think-
mass.
That's true.
It's low
Again,
low
Harvard
center
getting
of
in
gravity.
physics.
Very low center of
Okay.
gravity.
Okay.
I feel like Kalijah's just got that bulldog in him.
You think?
Yeah. And then we got Tristan, Luke,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Co.
Really?
We just gotta get Co. We
Okay.
gotta give a Co
He
reference in every
picks
podcast.
for somehow
fair.
everything has to come up. All right, I would like to hear your choices that are not nearly as biased as his.
If you saw Ben Bredesen's hands,
Okay. Yeah.
just
He's got some paws.
meat paws. I could that around a rope. Like I think it's like Popeye.
Okay.
I think me, Luke, and
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah, would win. But Co would make it more interesting.
Okay. You're
Yeah.
going for entertainment value.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
going for the dub. This
Yes.
tracks also for
Who
the
was
two
your
of
Who
you.
was your 3? Vita, Greg, and who?
Kalijah.
And Kalijah.
Yeah.
But like Will Golston's also a little. He's got that
So
psycho, that
you
screw
think-
loose deal kind of going.
are you guys winning?
I would take us. I would take.
I would take
boys.
the O-line.
I know that this will never happen, but I
See,
just
now,
in my
now
brain.
it's
never.
gonna, see,
Never
now it's
say
gonna,
never.
and then the O-line's gonna lose, and then we're gonna be embarrassed.
Yeah, no, I just feel like this is one of those activities that I want to see at the Pro Bowl,
Yeah, we have.
and that this is I want to see the.
They did tug of war last year.
They did tug of war last year of like, and that's what made me think of I want to see this
Yeah.
Bucs version. I know it's not going to happen, but in my mind, I just wanted to hear your thoughts. I love that. And then finally, tell me what defensive players do that annoy you.
What do defensive players do that annoy me? Celebrate when they didn't do anything. I
That
hate
is
it.
such a common theme, and I love it.
Hate it. And it could be anything. It could be DBs, like when the ball gets thrown over their head and they do the.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much.
I'm like,
Oh, I love it when that happens. The DBs are like so bad with it.
they are.
So
I understand.
bad.
I understand.
So
Corner.
then, how about defensive linemen? What's something they do that annoys you?
What do they do?
You got mad last week.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think Tristan blacks out a lot in games because I think Cam
You
remembers
Oh.
were
more.
hot in the fourth quarter.
I was. They were saying something to Ben, talking about his career, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" The guy said, "He's like, I won a Super Bowl." I said, "So did I, buddy." What are you talking about? Why are you bringing that up during the game? What are you doing? Just stuff like that. I'm not a bit Luke. Luke talks a bunch of crap. I can't do it. So like,
Luke talks
people
a lot.
talk crap
yes.
to me, and I'm like, what? What do you? Why?
Why? I'm already tired. We don't need this.
But he's like, I won a Super Bowl. I said, so did I, pal.
I
It's
love
just
this.
stuff like that.
Just
But,
pulling out our resumes on the field.
yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, we're throwing resumes out there.
All right, we have one more segment coming up here in Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome into our final segment here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Cam Brate and Tristan Wirfs. Earlier, we did first impressions of Baker. Now on here, first impressions of each other.
I thought you didn't like me.
This has been a common theme, Cam. What are you doing to these rookies?
I feel like I'm very friendly, gregarious,
I thought he hated
welcoming.
me.
Wait, that's unbelievable. What? All right, this is a great opportunity for reflection for me. Why?
I don't know why. I thought you hated me. I thought Allie hated me.
Allie hated you, but I'm just kidding.
I think he did. He said he did.
That's true. We actually did a whole marriage counseling with the two of them on the show last year because Allie was so terrible to him. He thought he was too good too early and that he was afraid he'd get a big head. So he's like, let me handle this.
I'll bring
Allie
it
was
back down.
Allie was there to humble me, and they're like, that's fine. I love Allie, but I needed it. I was like,
Yeah.
But then, so what did Cam do?
Was I standoffish?
Just a skosh. But
Oh, it's too bad. All right.
but not like not outwardly. I think it was me being in my head more. I was like, damn. I don't think he likes me.
I liked you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's so
liked you.
nice.
Look at us now.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Tell Cam something that Allie did to you. Wasn't there something with the table knives, or there was something?
Oh, he treated not he treated me, but I mean I was I was a little kid. I mean I was 21. I was like we'd go to
as
online.
compared to now, where you were obviously
I'm grown.
grown man.
Grown.
But we'd have online dinner, and I'd like there was a steak knife on the table, and I was like playing with it, and he's like put the knife down. He's like stop, and I'd be like okay.
Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, I was like sorry, but he'd be like stop.
The Michael Jackson meme when he puts the gun down.
That's what it was like. He'd be like stop playing with the knife, and there was something else too. I can't remember what it was, but I was like he just doesn't. It's like I was like his annoying little cousin or something. He's like, he'd just be like stop.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
So
But
then now we heard that Cam was not the friendliest. What was your first impression of Tristan
So
while you were being a skosh standoffish?
Yeah, I apologize.
It's okay.
I always describe Tristan's body this way, and I don't know if it's disrespectful, but I don't mean it that way. But when I saw you, I was like, he looks like his whole body got stung by bees.
Really?
Yeah, I think
No,
I
that's
don't
fine.
mean it disrespectfully.
No,
it's
that's
just
good.
like you're just so big.
That's good.
Like,
That's good.
like you're just a little swollen everywhere, like in a good way.
Yeah.
But that's how I describe your body. But the first time, I remember being in the lunchroom with him when we were having lunch.
I can't imagine why you didn't like him right off the bat. I can't imagine.
And I saw Tristan made a sandwich, and he grabbed 7 packets of mayo. And I swear he put them all on his bread. I'm sitting there. I'm like, that is absolutely disgusting. And I swear the last 2 packs, he just
Ripped
ate
into it with
mayonnaise.
his mouth.
He would just be polished. He dumped them out, and he wanted to get the remnants. And I thought, wow, this dude
Built
is
different.
psycho. But I appreciated Dairy Midwest.
I love mayo.
Yeah,
They have the bottles now.
and so I see these commercials with Will Levis.
He's not a true mayo lover.
No chance. No one loves mayo more than Tristan. But anyway, I always liked Tristan, and I feel bad that, he didn't feel that love from me. But yeah, I mean, Tristan was so amazing as a rookie because, dude, that was such a monumental ask that we had of you to come in and
Looking back, I didn't realize I knew it was big, but I didn't realize how. I'm glad I didn't realize how big it was.
Right, totally.
Because then I think it would have gotten in my head. But I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go play. Tom's like, just go play. I was like, okay.
very mature beyond his years.
Yep, that was a whole lot to handle. We're talking to Cam Brate and Tristan Wirfs. Also, I've heard you're very particular about your cleats
Oh yeah.
and that there's potentially tragedy coming
I saw that.
for you with your cleats.
Solution
Tell
or
everyone
no?
what this is.
Yeah. So I've reached out to Nike too. I hope they see this. The Nike Zoom Code Elite 3/4 TDs are the best football cleat ever made for offensive linemen, and they stopped making them in 2016 maybe. And I've been buying them on eBay for years, kind of stockpiling them, and I'm down to my last couple pairs. But they're from my last couple pairs are from 2013 and 2014, and the glue is so old that they just peel apart, the tread or the spikes come apart from the actual shoe. And I reached out to Nike and I was like, hey, I said, can you guys make these again? And they're like, no, we have this new style of cleat. And I was like, I know.
I don't
said,
want that.
I don't want those. I said, I don't like them. And I said, I like the Nike. I was like, I will pay you to make them. And they're like, they just kept saying they want me to try the new ones. And I was like, all right.
What size shoe are you?
I wear 17.
So you're like,
That's a little hard to find anyway.
yeah, I feel like Nike takes a look at it,
It's not like
the P&L on that. It's probably not like a viable,
Yeah. But I was like, they got the molds back there. I said, just make me like 15 pair.
Just a few for me.
Just a few. I just need a few to
So
last
when we
me.
see like your feet coming out of your cleats, we'll understand why.
Yeah. It's going to happen one of these games. Like it's because like I do the tape over the cleats, and I'm literally pretty much taping the
shoe together.
That's
wild. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And then finally, one here, a little bit about Graham as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
A, how he's handled it on the field. B, how has he handled the rookie duties off the field? These are equally important things.
Yeah. I think he's handled everything great on the field. He's really smart. He has Hainsey. Him and Hainsey are working together. I think he's been great. I think he's been great with Luke. Luke is very fiery when he plays on the field. So that's fun. That's fun sometimes.
So you're saying Graham like calms him down, or what are you saying?
No,
that he's been good
Luke
with
snaps a little bit.
Oh, you're
Luke
saying he snaps
on
at
him a
him.
couple times. Yeah, Luke snaps at him. So I'm like, we're okay. But no, I think he's been great. He's had some tough interior D linemen to go against, like Dexter Lawrence. Like, is not an easy task whatsoever. I thought he's been doing awesome. And he's really smart. Like coming in as a rookie playing center can't be easy at all. Like he's got to get us all on the right page, get us all to the right mic point. But he's been awesome. And I think rookie duties, he's been pretty good. Our snacks are starting to die off as the season goes, so we gotta keep that up.
back. Christmas decorations.
Christmas decorations were great. Him and Klein did the Christmas decorations were great. Halloween was great. All that's left is rookie dinner. We can't wait for that.
Oh God, what is that?
First round pick in the O-line room. That's got to be.
That's going to be the largest restaurant bill in history.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was tough.
What was yours?
After the Super Bowl?
Do you remember the amount? A range even.
It was 17 at the restaurant, and then we were all at the casino, and then they're like, "Hey, we forgot to add a couple tables." And I was like, "What do you?" I was like, "I have a limit on my." I was like, "I have a daily limit." It's like I had to call the bank and like tell them like, "Hey, this is what's happening," and they come back. They're like, "Here's the other receipt," and I was like, "I don't think this is gonna go through." I was like, "I can't." I can't afford that. Thankfully, it went through.
I would feel like I wouldn't have wanted to go through.
I know, I was terrified. It was probably around 20 total. But we had, it was right after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We had the tight ends, some quarterbacks there, we had a bunch of, so his won't be that bad, but it'll be
a lot still.
It'll be fun.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, Tristan, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. It's been a blast having you on.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Thanks, Tristan.
All right, that'll do it for us on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio.